Okay, in this screencast I'm going to show you how to download Jing and then create a screencast using that program. So if you're in my EDT 180 class, I've got links provided for you. I've also got a couple links that show you the features and a few ways that you might use Jing. Um, so if you're not in my EDT 180 class, you can always just do a Google search for Jing and it will come right up. But let's get started here. So I will click on the link to download, okay, and it's going to take me to this page, and whether I'm on a Mac or a PC, I can download. Now it's a very quick, very easy download. When I click on it, however your program or your computer downloads files, it might ask you if you want to keep or discard it as kind of a safety measure. This is a safe program, so you can keep it, and as you can see, it goes pretty quickly. It's a very small file, and mine downloads right to my desktop. If I double click on it, it'll bring me through. It'll walk me through the process. Now on a Mac, it's probably a DMG file. On a PC, you probably have an EXE file. So I don't need to walk through this because I've already got it installed. But if you do, just walk through the steps, and as you can see, it's installing for me. Okay. Now again, on a Mac, you just drag it over to your applications folder. In the PC, it's probably in your start menu in the lower right hand corner. You can find Jing that way. Very easy to install. Okay. When it is installed and when you open it up, you will get a little sun in either the upper right hand corner, or if you're on a PC, you'll get it up here at the top. And there are three main buttons that you have. Okay. One is to capture. One is the history, which is all of your previous screencasts that you've created, and the last one is your preferences or your settings. Okay. Now I don't really need to change anything on here right now, so I'm just gonna ignore this one for the time being. Okay. So now, when it comes time, I'm ready to do a screen capture. I will click on the capture button, and you see these little crosshairs. Okay, and it gives me the option to select a certain area or a window or the whole screen. Now I'm going to actually escape out of this for right now and go back. Now I'm going to get to another page where I can kind of start to do a mini screencast. So I get to a page that I want to maybe explain this page, okay, to my users. So I will click on the sun and click on this left one, which is your capture, okay. And then what I can do is, if you're just going to capture this window, all you have to do is click once in the middle and it'll select the whole window. Otherwise, I could always just click and drag to whatever I want. Okay. Now you see when I release my mouse, I get some options down here. One is I can just capture this screen as an image, which you can do that on your own, but we're not going to do that for this assignment. What you're going to do is capture a video. Okay, so when I click on capture video, you see that it starts to count down, and then I've got my voice recording. Okay, and it'll capture all the movements I have on my screen. Right? I can pause it, I can mute my audio, or I can finish. Okay, when I finish it, I'm going to get a preview of the screen. Okay, so this is my preview. This is just so I can make sure that everything's okay. I can name it down here. And then there is an option to save it, to cancel, or what we're going to do is share it to screencast.com. And what this does is screencast.com will then create a link for you, and that link is what you're going to share to me. Okay, so I'm going to share it with Screencast. And you can see that it's beginning to upload here. You might have to create a screencast.com account first, which is okay. That's again pretty easy to use. And then it's going to tell me it's ready to look at, and the link is ready, so I can view it on Screencast. And then what will happen is it'll bring it up, and I can take a look at my screencast right here. Okay, I can play it. Now this is the link that you will submit to me. All right. Now if you create it and then you have to leave or something like that, you can always go back to screencast.com later. You can log in, and then you can find your screencast test right here. Okay, so I created the screencast test. What I would do now is I would check the box next to it and click share, and I get that same URL. Okay, now this is the URL that you will share with me for EDT 180, or if you're going to use this for somebody else, you would share it with them. Okay, and it keeps track of all of your different screencasts. As you can see, I've got almost 100 screencasts. I use this pretty regularly. So again, you might have to create a screencast.com account, but it's important to know that the big difference is that JING, the Yellow Sun is the software that will create the screencast, but then you need a spot to house the screencast, and that's what screencast.com will do for you. Okay? Should be pretty easy to use. I've had a lot of success using this in the past with students. They all seem to enjoy it pretty well. So, but if you do run into problems or questions, don't be afraid or hesitate to ask me. Okay? Thanks a lot. Let me know if you have any questions.